What's up, guys? I'm Fowler. Today, I'm gonna show you exactly how to make a song like this.
Okay.
Even if you're only allowed to use sounds like this.
If you watch television or play video games, you've probably heard Nick Fowler's music. You just might not know it. He has composed music for shows such as Rookie Blue, Daily Planet, The Social, Degrassi, and video games like Fortnite and Rocket League. In addition to music, he's also an avid autocross racer and loves to post memes, interact with fans, and encourage others through the label Monster Cat, who he's been with since 2018. See what working in an electronic musician studio looks like and how Fowler collaborates with guest artists on his tracks as we go into the studio.
My name is Nick Fowler. My artist project is Fowler, which is my last name without the vowels, and I make weird bleeps and bloops on my computer. I started playing around with electronic music in 2004, I believe, 2005-ish. I met Tyler Lombard. We started The Architects, which was kind of an electro rock band. From there, I got the opportunity to see my music in TV shows. That really opened my eyes to how cool it was, first of all, to see your own music on a TV show. I did the theme music for Daily Planet, and that was a great show to work on because they always wanted different versions of their theme song. So there was the main theme for Daily Planet. There was a hard rock, there was a metal version, there was like a Bill Nye the Science Guy version, which was super cheesy, like 90s, and it was really fun to make. I also do the theme music for The Social, which is a talk show on CTV. I've had countless sync placements in Rookie Blue, Degrassi, done a Coke commercial. I started Fowler because I was actually so involved with the TV stuff I needed an outlet for my own creative vision. One thing that I find funny is when people are like, you should collaborate with this person. I picture almost like a kid with two Barbie dolls going like this, now kiss, you know? I don't really find the good collaborations come out of like, I'd love to work with you sort of thing. It's almost like you become friends with somebody, almost like Dawn with the Motor League. This collaboration that we're doing, it came about very naturally. It wasn't like, I'd love to work with the Motor League because I love their music. It's just like, hey Dawn, I started writing this song and I think that like, this could work between you and I. So it happened very organically. Bread sandwiches.
All right, I think we're on the same page on the guitar a little bit for the most part.
Yeah, I think so.
Can we go through those lyrics? There was a couple notes that you made. The pre-chorus on verse 1. What did you say you wanted to do there? So just take me through that at the end. Your embrace is built upon decay. Oh, let the darkness times begin. How did you want to bridge those two?
Well, it's real minor, but I just think so let the darkness times begin makes it feel like a cohesive two lines as opposed to just like two separate lines. And I know it's like, it's literally one letter changing, right, you know, like putting an S there, but I think
that's a big deal though if we find like, because I mean lyrically, I think we've got the idea coming through, but if there's a line that just kind of sits by itself and it isn't really telling the bigger story, then it needs to be brought into the fold for sure. I just wanted to touch base.
I'm Don Lavandier. I play guitar and I sing in the band The Motor League, which has been around for a long time, since 2006. We're still going. Fowler is the guy that I always go to. I'm like, hey, listen, man, can you critique this song I wrote, or can you critique this mix I did, or whatever? You know, I'm always throwing stuff at him and he's always giving me notes, right? Like when I'm doing Motor League stuff, I mean, I know those melodies I'm gonna write inside note because it's always coming out of you the same way. You know, when I do this track with Fowler, like, no, it's different. They're not decisions I would normally make. You know, musically, like I normally wouldn't sing that melody ever. It's weird. It was weird. It was a really cool challenge. It's almost like a what if, you know, like Marvel. What if, you know, Wolverine was a zombie? It's like that. It's like what if I, you know, sang over this kind of music, and it's like it's different. I'd say Fowler is one of my top 3 biggest teachers in life, where like I've just learned so much from. And what's it like collaborating with them? We joke around too much, and sometimes it's a problem. It's like we just constantly have like our own like late night talk show that we're making up, and we do bits, and it's really stupid and actually probably detrimental to any productivity at all. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
So when I started this song, it was kind of an experiment where I wanted to play chords on a bass guitar, but I didn't want to play them all at the same time. They're not like playing off of each other. I'm not strumming them. Like it's just a... So that was kind of the start of the song. And I went for, I'm a big fan of like that kind of tongue-in-cheek major key. So that's where this next little hook thing comes in. And this was made in Omnisphere. So it almost sounds like a tremoloed guitar or something. It's going through, I love this plugin, it's called VHS. And then it goes through some distortion and just like this lo-fi kind of EQ curve. In fact, if you listen to what the next thing is the bass and the drums. They're super low pass. So if we listen to the whole verse together, because it's basically that and the vocals at this point.
Somebody darker than you show, a little darker than you know. I feel you, you feel sick. You feel sick, you feel...
Cool. Yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know, Don, do you think we should maybe get a little bit more compression on your vocals for monitoring reasons?
Just to even it out a bit.
Yeah, because he's really smoking the, like...
And I have a little bit of mixed bus compression that you're not getting. So it's a little bit closer for me. I'm like, oh, I don't know. It sounds,
okay.
We call that MBC where I'm from. There's a little MBC going on there.
Yeah,
Mixed
yeah.
bus compression.
Right,
Yeah,
compress.
the pros. That's what the pros call it, Nick.
I would
technical
love,
term.
I would love to get to a point where that made sense to me.
I know.
So I think we're at the point of having a listening to the mics and kind of picking our favorite. Then we can go in.
Okay.
And I don't have to compress 4 channels, and then we can kind of pick and choose.
Sure.
So what I'll do for the first part is I will just hit play, and you can be like, I like 1, 2, 3, or 4.
Okay.
Do I get a say? Like, does it matter what I think?
Yes, it matters.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, of
I'm
course.
looking at Nick there.
Here we go from the top.
I'm a big fan of intelligent dance music or glitchy stuff, and that's always been, if you listen to my stuff even back into like high school when I was just messing around with audio, I thought I was pioneering IDM. I was sampling like my parents' water heater, and I was like chopping it all up and moving them all around, and because I could, I was like, what happens if I do this? And I didn't even know this genre of music existed, so I was like, oh my God, I'm creating a genre. But then I found the Richard D. James album by the Aphex Twin. On one hand, I was super excited because I finally found something that I really loved to listen to, but then I was also kind of bummed because I realized I didn't create this genre. There's so many amazing sounding loops out there, so many amazing sounding bass wubs, you know, wob, stuff like that, that it's so hard not to use it because I'm like, oh, that sounds so cool, but I didn't make it. I got to a point where I recognized that, hey, I feel like I'm lying. If people ask me how I made that sound and my answer is I copied it from a folder, I don't really feel like I've done them justice in creating something, right? So I just said, you know what? I am going to make my own wubs, and maybe they'll suck, and maybe they won't be as wubby as the wubs in this wub folder. But you know what? They're gonna be my wubs, and they're not gonna be like any other wubs because I made it from scratch. And by the way, a wub is just what it sounds like. It's a bass that goes wub, you know?
So here's what I'll do. I'll loop a section so we can hear it like the exact same take, the exact same part on 1, 2, and 3.
Right, okay.
A little darker than you know. So tell me,
Here's 2.
A little darker than you know. So tell me. Oh,
Here's 3.
a little darker than you know. So tell me. Oh,
I still think 3 is good. What about you?
The 3 will work.
So number 1 is the P12, which is the top guy.
Okay.
Number 2, you were right, is the U87, the darker one.
Right.
And then number 3 is actually the bottom guy. It's the U47.
Really? Okay.
There you go. U47 it is.
U47 it
It's
is.
technically, it's a P47.
Right. What's it called again?
Peluso.
Peluso.
What we'll do now, maybe, I'm going to swap some mics, and then we will do this for realsy.
So how are you feeling?
Recording for me, it's as much songwriting and producing as it is recording. But also, you know, I guess later in my life, I've come to see recording like really putting like paint to the canvas. If you know how to play music, that's great, but it's like having an idea that you can't actually put down on canvas. And then recording is just learning how to actually manufacture the idea from your head to the canvas.
My writing style is very experimental. A lot of my songs just start out with me kind of messing around with a sound, stretching, taking, you know, the sound of a finger snap and stretching it out to 3 minutes and putting it through a weird algorithm that finds all these little granular sounds and cutting those up and moving them around. Like, I just love playing around with that stuff. Most of these sounds, snare sound stuff, you know, yeah, I manipulate them, yeah, but they did come from a sample pack that somebody else made from a recording that somebody else made from another recording. You know, it eventually found its way here. I don't think it's the end of the world if you're able to create something new out of this sound that you found. Much in the same way that a guitar player didn't build the guitar himself, he bought a guitar and played it. That's what I think of, right? At the end of the day, you're trying to express yourself. You're trying to add something to the world.